Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Cloud and AI Analytics. Hope everyone is doing good. I'm Vignesh and in this video we are going to discuss how to automate the process of creating Google Cloud SQL, PostgreSQL database via Terraform, and then once after the infrastructure is ready, we will be using a Python script to connect to the database and execute some SQL queries on top of it. So this is the objective of this video, and without any further delay, let's get started. So this video demonstrates mainly how to provision a production ready Google Cloud SQL for PostgreSQL instance using Terraform, and how to interact with it, like with the database which we created via Terraform, right? How to interact with using a simple Python application. And you can just take a look at this readme.md file, like it has all the details, whatever we are gonna do, it is everything documented well here. Basically, we will be using Terraform for creating the infrastructure, and we are enabling the APIs of SQL admin, compute, and service networking. Like last two is not nearly required, and once after it is done, then we are creating a Cloud SQL PostgreSQL instance where we are using the edition as enterprise, and it is highly available based on region, like it is a production ready, right? So we are creating a regional based instance, and machine type automated backup is there, and maintenance windows also enabled, monitoring, storage, networking. And once after the instance is ready, we'll be creating a Python script like which connects to the database. And one important point to notice, we'll be connecting to the instance using Cloud SQL or proxy. Now I'll walk you through the Terraform script. So in this main.tf, I'm just pointing to the required Terraform versions, and I'm just giving the provider like as Google, like I'm using Google Cloud as my cloud platform. And then in this, I'm passing this Google project service to enable the APIs as we discussed earlier. And the next one is PostgreSQL.tf. This is where the main logic relies. I've just created a resource block random ID to generate the random ID. And the next one is Google SQL database instance. So this is the resource which is going to help us to create the PostgreSQL inside Google Cloud Platform. So here you can see I'm using this random ID here, and the database version which I'm going to use is Postgres 15. And the next one is region. So var.region, like all the variables has been defined in the variables.tf, and the values, few values are passed in variables.tf and few values are part of tf was as well. The next one is settings. Under settings, the first one is tier. So db custom one 3840 basically defines you the machine type, like how many virtual CPUs you wanted, what is the RAM, what is the storage, like all those things will be defined as part of the settings. I have given the documentation link of Terraform. The next one is edition. So basically we have two types of edition. One is enterprise, the next one is enterprise plus. So I'm using enterprise edition here. This is for user labels and activation policy. Basically it is a production based, right? This is what we are targeting. It's basically our choice. If you wanted, you can go with enterprise plus, or if you want, you can go with enterprise as well. I've just chosen enterprise. Target is to create a production level code. So I'm keeping activation policy as always and availability type regional. So you can create your Cloud SQL instance as zonal. That is basically preferred for non-production activities. Since it is production based activities, right? So I'm keeping availability type as regional. And the next one is authorized network. So I'll be using this IP to connect to this SQL based instance after proxying it. The next one is backup configurations. So enable, basically backup configuration is enable, start time, pointer time recovery, transaction log retention disk, the backup return like 30, and retention unit is count, maintenance window. I have given all the other details as well. Deletion protection, I have configured it to false, but in real time or in the actual production environment, it will be always set to true. The next one is I'm creating the database. As I said, it will be, the value will be passed from the variable file, the same way like SQL user as well, Google SQL user and Google SQL database. The next one is variables.tf. So this is where I've configured the variables which I've used, project ID, region. So region I'm using is US Central one, database. The database name will be appdb, and the DB user, basically the name of the DB user will be app user. DB password, it is string, and it is basically a sensitive value, and my public IP, which I'll be using for authorized net. And in the outputs.tf, I have two values. One is the public IP and the DB connection name. So this details you can get it from the console as well, but since I'm doing it in Terraform, right? So I just want to make use of. So this is what the Terraform code is, and in the Python code, I'm just doing a simple script. Basically, it will connect to the database, create table, insert record, and we will be able to display the record in the console, like in the Cloud SQL Studio. And the DB host is, since I'm using Cloud SQL auth proxy, I'll be using this 127.0.0.1, and the port number will be 5432. This is for all type, like you can use authorized network, you can use public IP, you can use private IP. Always the port number will be 5432. 543, and the DB name, DB user, and DB password. So all these things I have configured here. The same thing I'm passing it here. I'm just created 3 methods like dev connection. So it is to get the connection details, create table, and insert data. So this is what the code is all about. Now we will get into the action. So first I'll activate my Cloud Shell. So I am already inside this Terraform folder. I can just do ls, and here you can see main.tf, all the files are there. The first command I'm going to execute is Terraform. So basically this will initialize all the required packages, required version. Now I'm going to execute it, Terraform init. It is basically initializing the backend, and here you will be able to find the details: Terraform, providers registry, and Google. You can find all the packages, license, all the different versions as well. And the next one is I'm going to use Terraform format. Basically this is going to format the, so there is some format misaligned in PostgreSQL.tf, which is now correct. The next one is Terraform validate. It will validate the Terraform, so it should be success. Now we will execute Terraform plan. So this will create a plan action for us. So basically the plan is to 7 to add, 0 to change, and 0 to destroy. So basically 7 resource is going to get added. So next one is Terraform apply and auto approve. Just execute this Terraform apply auto approve, and once after this you must be able to see this terraform.tf state. I'll step into my console and I'll just open that Cloud SQL, and if you see here there will be an instance which will be in the creation stage like Postgres instance 673. You can just click on this and you will be able to find all the configuration details. So whatever I have explained earlier, right, in the Terraform block, the same thing you will be able to find it here. Here you can see it is an enterprise edition. The database version is PostgreSQL 15.15. Auto storage is increased. Backup tier is standard. Automated backups are enabled. Point and time recovery is enabled. So basically all the details, whatever we have done in the Terraform state file, it will be reflected here. The location is US Central 1 and the zone is US Central 1C. So connect to this instance. So this is the connection name. Private IP connectivity is disabled, public IP connectivity is enabled, and the public IP address and the default port number 543. And this is the service account. Then you will be able to find all the operation and logs details here. And one important point, if you want to migrate to AlloyDB, basically you can do it from PostgreSQL database as well. And the next one is Cloud SQL Studio. So once the instance is ready, you will be able to connect to that database and you can write SQL queries as well, like just like how we will work with Cloud BigQuery, the same thing. And the next one is System Insights, and you'll get all the details about the system. And the next one is Query Insights and the connection details. So here if you see one IP address will be added in the authorized network. So under networking you can just go here, you can see prod setup, and this is the IP address which got added to this instance. So you can just go through it. It is self-explanatory and it will take some time to create the instance. So I'll pause the video. Once it is ready, I'll resume it back. So exactly after 4 minutes, our instance is ready. You can see it had added 4 resources inside our console. Whatever you have seen, the same 4 in the plan read, the same thing is added over here. We will now just get into the console and verify our instance is up and running. Here you can see Postgres instance is ready. It is in the green, which means it is running. You can edit it, you can import, export. Basically, you will be able to import and export from cloud storage bucket. And if you want, you can restart, you can stop, delete. If you want, you can clone, like manual failure also you can do it here as well. And we have already discussed this point, and just go down and you can find all the details here. The connection name, all these things you will be able to find it here. The same thing you can see it here also. The outputs, DB connection name, project ID. The next one is region. The next one is instance name. That public IP as whatever given in the output, right? The same thing you will be able to find it here. And we have gone through all those things. So now we'll just get into this Cloud SQL Studio. So our database is appdb, and the user is, we have created a user called app user, and the password is admin @12. Just click on this authenticate and you will be able to connect to this database appdb. We don't have any tables here, so this is fresh. Now what we are going to do is we are going to connect to this database via auth proxy. So first thing is I should use this Cloud SQL proxy. Port number is 5432, and this is the project ID, region, and the instance name. So I'll just execute it. Here you can see authorizing with application default credential. So you will be able to connect it from Cloud Shell. So I'll just create a new window, basically a new tab. Now I'm inside the proper directory. I can just do ls, and you can see main dot. I'm going to execute this python main.py file, and this will create the table, insert the record, and execute the SQL statement as well. Here you can see table is created, inserted ID 123, and this is the employee 2 table is what I'm creating, and this is the record. Now I'll go to this Cloud SQL Studio. I'll connect to this instance. I have already connected, right? You can just do one refresh, and here you can see employees underscore two table is there, and you can use this generate SQL query. Basically you can just click on this and write a SQL query to fetch records. This will help you to get the code. You can just click on this insert and you can execute this. So here you can see ID 123, salary. If you want, you can export it as well. If you want a full screen, the same detail you will be able to find it here. Alice, Bob, and Charlie. So this is how you will be able to connect to a PostgreSQL instance using Cloud SQL auth proxy. And this is one of the way of connecting it. So now I'll go back to this Cloud Shell. I'll go back to Terraform, cd Terraform, and just execute Terraform destroy auto approve. It will destroy the resources which it has created. So basically it had created 7 resources, right? So it will automatically delete all the instance, and you will have this Terraform state file also gone. So if you just take a look at this Terraform, it is fully generated now. Here you can see it is fully generated. You can just take a look at it, and once you, after executing this Terraform destroy, right, you will be not able to find anything in this state file as well, because everything will be gone. So now I'll execute this Terraform destroy auto approve, and it will take again 3-4 minutes to delete the instance as well. So that's it for this video. I hope you learned something from this video, and if you have any questions, please post that in the comment section. I'll take a look at it and reply to it as soon as possible. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to Cloud and AI Analytics, and don't forget to click on the bell icon. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, it's bye from Vignesh. Happy learning.